joined now by Syracuse head coach Gary Gait, Michael Leo, Spallina, and Owen Hiltz. An opening statement from coach, and then we'll take questions.
You know, two teams that had one day to prepare for each other. I thought Colgate did a great job of coming in here and competing. And they're certainly a physical team, and they're relentless. And they play, I think, a unique style of lacrosse you're not going to see all the time with their 10-man ride and their zone defense. And I think we game planned it pretty well. I think we, even clearing the ball, we cleared the ball, and then we make the mistake once we're getting it into the 30, not over the midline. So, that's just because they didn't give up. They played hard, but I thought we executed pretty well. And it's always nice when you can put the ball down at the face-off X and be over 75% to get it back. And I think that was a huge part of why we were able to run away with it. So, great effort.
Sorry, Coach. As you guys get called on, please introduce yourselves. Start here.
Ian Nicholas, WAER. Coach, this one's for you. Since your first scrimmage of the spring against Michigan, and now, you mentioned a 10-man ride, what are some of the adjustments you guys have made to make sure the clearing game, when the pressure is really intense, you guys can handle it and clear the ball?
Well, like I said, we had one day to prepare for it without really a practice. So we did a little bit last week because we anticipated that they like to do the 10-man ride. Then sure enough, we got to see the film against Penn State, and they obviously weren't prepared for it or the defense. And I think Coach March did an amazing job on the offense to put us in a position where we were getting quality shots. I thought their goalie played very well. He was outstanding. We easily could have had 5-6 more goals, but he made some incredible saves, one-on-ones with some of our players. So, he really helped keep them in this game for a long time. But, for the lack of time to prepare, I thought we did a good job in advance of this to make sure we were ready.
Zach Wolf from the Daily Orange. This one's for Coach. What did you see from your man-up defense today? Colgate had 2 of 8 on man-up opportunities. What did you see from that?
Coach O'Dearna, we talked about it. He wasn't happy with the first game, and he challenged these guys to get better, and I think they did. Will saw the ball on their shots for the most part, and allowed us to get some stops on the man down. So I was pretty happy how they played today.
Patrick Smith, Syracuse on FM. For interview 3, how does it feel just having a face-off group now that's able to get you guys the ball more and even quicker and get you in better scoring opportunities?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, we actually just talked about it, was how Colgate would score a goal, and we knew, we're going to get the ball right back and we're able to respond to it, so I think that's big. And then on the flip side, it's when we score, and we have a pretty good chance of scoring, 2, 3, 4 goals before they even touch the ball, so I think that's big. But it's just great knowing that, they're going to probably win it. So, I think we're just happy about that.
Chris Carlson from Syracuse Postgame. Joey, how often are teams content to just let you sort of hold the ball behind the net?
Yeah.
And what's the key to you operating when they're going to play you like that?
Yeah, so I think the last time that's happened was actually in high school. But, I have great guys around me, that are great off ball, like Owen and Mike, that can get into spots where I can find them. And, they're great shooters, so, when they're open like that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to put it in the goal, So, I think the big thing, though, is, the guys that are dodging, they're creating a slide and they're able to throw it to me. And then I'm able to find that guy, So I, definitely can't discredit, that first dodge, because without that, they're probably on me, and, I can't find all these guys, So I think, guys like Mike that are dodging hard, Wyatt and Sam and all of those guys, I think they're big in that aspect. So.
Cooper
for the Daily Orange. Coach, with the way Joey's been distributing from behind the net so far this year, do you guys feel like you're developing an offensive identity already this season?
Well, again, it was a unique, play against a team that plays mainly zone the entire game is definitely a different scenario than we're going to see most of the year. Other teams will swap into a zone briefly at times, but not really challenged for an entire game with it. And, Joey's been doing a great job. The offenses will change a little bit and the focus points will change as the opponent does. But I think, offensively, I think you've seen a lot of great chemistry in our first two games. Some multiple highlight goals with ball movement, and that's what we focus on and work on. And that's, our identity from last year, continuing and even growing this year to become, a little bit better, more cohesive and spreading the ball around a little bit more. And you're going to see highlight goals every game.
Madison Palumbo, Syracuse Fan Nation. Coach, sloppy second period. What was your message at half?
The message at half was, settle down, take care of the ball, and, we just started pressing a little bit. They made a little bit of a run, won that second quarter, and we got caught up in their emotion. They were playing with a lot of emotion. They were being physical. They were chirping. They were doing all that stuff. And we started responding to it. And the message was, hey, be Syracuse Orange. Play like the Orange do. And that's, we execute, we play at full speed. We don't need to get caught up trying to chip guys and do things. It's just like put the ball in the back of the net instead. And that's what they did.
Adam Gack with the ACC Network. Owen, you're one of the longest tenured players on this team. Just what is it like to have all of this talent join you with the transfers coming in, the class of 2022, just all of the talent that you guys have and all the talent that's been brought in?
It's pretty nice. I mean, I don't have to rely on one or two players. I got 9 of us plus more. So, I mean, any given day, anybody can have their day. And today, some guys had their day, and it was a team effort always. And we like to move the ball. So, some guys might not get the points, but they're the start of the offense. So, the points really aren't everything to our offense, and that's how we like to play.
Hi, Coach. Samantha Croston, CNY Central. You guys killed on the face-off today, 24 of 31 face-offs. I just want to know what you can say about that entire unit and how important that is to be winning the face-offs to your success.
Well, I think we knew we struggled last year, so we knew we had Johnny Mullen coming in, but you just don't know what you're going to get with a freshman. And I think adding Mason Cone, he dominated Division III, but he physically is a D1 athlete. And for a kid that's played less than 2 semesters of college lacrosse at Tufts, we just thought he had incredible upside and the potential was there. And I think you showed today his composure is incredible. Like clearing the ball by far, handled the doubles, ran to the right spots, moved it to the right players. He's just played like a guy that's played 4 straight years with fall balls and everything. He's never played a college fall ball. 0. Which is pretty amazing. He's never had a fall. 5 years of college and he's relied to just working on his own and doing what he needs to do. But he played like a guy that's played, a ton of lacrosse, and just because I think he makes the right decisions, he's bright and he finds the open players, and he's a great team leader as well.
Gary, you mentioned their physicality, and obviously Landon went down on a play that they got called for a penalty on. Were you comfortable with the level of physicality out there and how it was called?
Like I said, that some teams, are going to play that way, and I just tried to urge our players to, put the ball in the back of the net, and if they want to play physical, make them pay by blowing them out. And I think in that second quarter we got caught a little bit trying to, puff our chests out a little bit and say, hey, we're not going to take your whatever. And, then we got back to playing in the third quarter. And again, I thought faceoffs were key, making those runs, and we were able to finish that game. So, try not to get caught up in it, but teams are going to play that way. Our guys want to, they'd love to retaliate, respond, but, it's about winning, and that hurts more. A loss hurts way more than any physical shot or hit you could ever give to a guy. So, they figured it out.
This is for any of the players on the podium. When you guys, last year, you guys didn't win a lot of face-offs, but your offense was still unbelievably efficient. This year, you guys are playing so far a lot more make it, take it, and the creativity from you guys behind the backs is like on another level. When you guys are winning more face-offs, does it put less pressure on you and let you be more creative?
No, I think we're used to just all the pressure from last year, just really not winning a lot of face-offs and just getting the ball on offense, and I think just sticking together and just sharing the ball like we do all the time. So I think now that we are winning face-offs, I think we gel better and we know what we're going to do on offense more. And I think we're just going to keep on doing that moving forward, especially with winning all these face-offs. And especially I think it's going to help us in the bigger games also because, like Joey said, Coach said, make it, take it. So I think when we get one on the board, we're confident we're going to get another face-off back and hopefully score again.
Austin Merrick, WAR Sports. Coach, early read on Landon, what that looked like, and how good was driving today, kind of all over the place on defense?
So Landon, it's always tough. He's had some injuries in the past, and you hate to see it happen to a guy like that. But MRI tomorrow, take a look at him, see what's going on, and we'll take it from there. Riley Figueres, I thought he played very well. He's a type of player that's just going to be consistent, and he's going to play well, but he's not going to be flashy. So solid, great defender. I think he's very mature for a freshman, and he's playing much more like a sophomore, so we like it.
Luke Burgess, Citrus TV coach. Seems like we've almost mentioned how physical this game was, like every single answer right now. I'm wondering for the next week, what does the rest, recovery / practice kind of schedule look like?
The next week, we still haven't finished our 3 games in 1 week yet. We got Friday. Yeah, we got Friday. So.
Leading up to Friday, this upcoming week.
Yeah, I can't remember a Syracuse team having to play 3 games in a week. That's 100% due to scheduling conflicts and things like that with the use of the dome. But, we said we want to do it anyway. We wanted to get experience early. Guys want to play. We want to see what we have. We want to see what our mistakes are so we can learn from them. So we're going to focus on Manhattan and finishing out, 3 games in a week. And then we're going to take a deep breath and start going to work again and improving in the areas I think that we have some weaknesses. So I think it's going to work out pretty well to set us up to move forward.
This could be for any of the players on the podium. What did you see from your defense tonight, especially in the second half, second straight game where you hold a team to under 4 goals in the second half? Just what overall did you see from the defenders?
Yeah, I think at halftime, I think Coach O came in, I don't really think they scored like a straight up 6-on-6 goal. It was all just crazy kind of goals, So Coach O was just like, if we clean up that aspect, which they did, then they won't be able to score as much, So I thought they just came out and did what they were supposed to do, and played Syracuse lacrosse defensively. But I thought they were great from Will all the way up to our shorties that came in when Pagey and Lando went out, So I think I think it's just next man up kind of thing, So I think they all did their job and stepped up. So.
Coach, looking ahead to Manhattan, I'm sure it's a game that Coach O'Byrne has had circled on his calendar for a while. What is his kind of mindset from your perspective going into that one?
Well, what I can tell you is the guys appreciate Coach O'Byrne very much, and they want to have their best game for him to show that he took this job and he took it for a reason, and that to coach these guys. So these guys know that they owe him to come out and perform their best, for Manhattan, and really demonstrate what Syracuse lacrosse is all about, and what ACC lacrosse really is about.
Gary, Joey mentioned he hadn't seen that defense since high school. I guess, were you surprised when they played him that way, or do you think that's something he's going to see more of, the rest of the season?
No, that's very unique. That's a team that's worked on that probably for a couple of years now. To get it at that level, they have a group that is very honed in on that, and it's very tough to put in at a high level and get as many turnovers as they have. But they're very good at knocking down passes, knocking down balls, and it's a fine line from being able to get the turnovers to giving up good shots. And I think the combination of the way their goalie's been playing the last two games and their focus on that zone, that it allows them to play it, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of teams try and do that because it's very difficult to learn.
You're pretty happy with how your team responded to such a unique...
Yeah, absolutely. Consider, with 1 day in between, like I said, all the work was done, a week prior, and then we had to turn some focus back to the game Saturday, the opening game of the year. So, trying to prepare for 2 games and we knew this was important, and I'm glad we did it because, we prepared a little bit for this before they went out and beat Penn State. And that just showed us that we made a good decision to prepare for the 10-man, prepare for their zone, so that we would have time and be ready for it with 1 day to prepare in between games.
Coach, you said Riley's not a very flashy player. Billy Dwan, on the other hand, has been making just highlight play after highlight play this year. How much does his improvement just help the defense, and just how do you feel like he's played the first 2 games?
Oh, Billy Dwan, yeah. Billy was awesome. He's that 1 year of experience from last year is, been amazing. His confidence levels through the roof, and I think he loves Coach O and what we've been doing on the defense, and that really has allowed him to play the way he likes to play, and that's put some pressure on breakout. Funny story, I went and watched him play a couple times in high school, and I think he ran the break from the defensive end, and he went all the way down as part of their clear every time in high school. I think their coach he scored 6 times through the year, and every time he scored, they called a timeout, so it was no goal. So I know last game when he shot, I was very happy for him, and I'm glad we didn't call a timeout. But he's been, playing with a lot of confidence and making big plays, so it's been awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
I saw 2 of them.